Test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test. ITL repeater disconnected. W7 ITL repeater. U7N, standing by for net in 10 minutes.
Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. W7 ITL. Test 1 2 3. Testing 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 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. W7ITL, test 1 2 3.
TL, test 456. This is WU7N.
Yes, I'm just testing out the audio output digitally. Right now, I did not be able to get it to work, so I think we're just going to do traditional audio tonight on the repeater. So, all right, I'll see you guys on the net in here in just a few minutes.
Testing 1 2 3 4 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Old Star, 87 NP.
Audio testing. Thank you.
Radio test. This is WU7N. I can hear you, and this time, although you sounded kind of odd, like you had a really bad cold or something, there's no echo this time.
W7ITL, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, the last transmission was going over DATV into the repeater. So yeah, this is straight digital into the DATV repeater and then out through All-Star and then out through Echolink.
Truly amazing, gentlemen. Good work.
I guess it only happens when you click the buttons, right? One, two, three. Testing. Got it. 87 NP.
This is KD6ILO, Oceanside, California. My station transports voice, data, and video transmissions via free space laser optical communications. I am an affiliate member of the ITG Innovative Technology Group of San Diego.
Good evening, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the air with digital amateur television in the DVB-T format. We transmit on 70 centimeters to a crossband repeater on Cougar Mountain, and it spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, please Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our internet homepage. There you'll find a link to YouTube where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08, and note you'll need a tone of 103.5 to communicate with this net. Again, you'll need a tone of 103.5 to communicate with this net. So with that out of the way, I'm going to pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the 08 machine. Hearing none, thank you. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. So far, check QKU in Tacoma. W7ITL Wade in Tacoma. James WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. AD7NP Carlos in Clyde Hill. Myself, Dave, KD7ZYM, and coming in through the internet gateway is KD6ILO. Is there anybody else wishing to check in?
K7ITX. K7ITX.
And the net notes that Richard K7ITX has cashed in. And again, let's start off the net then with Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. I'm over here in North Tacoma. Well, let's see. Went grocery shopping today, came home, and it was such a beautiful day, I decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood. And over on the street behind me, there's a gentleman. I just drew a blank on his name, but it doesn't matter. Malcolm, I guess it is. And he has this old Suburban out in front of his house, and so he had the door open and he was sitting in it. Geez, he has a lot of stuff. He has some new vehicles, new pickup and new SUV and a trailer, and he has an old pickup and he has this old Suburban. And so he was sitting there, and he looked at me, and I said hi, and he said hi, and I said, he said it won't start. I said it won't start. How come? And he said, well, it just goes click click. I said, oh, it sounds like your battery's dead. So he got out and popped the hood. Holy smokes! Under the hood, he had a brand new chrome all over 454 Chevy. It was a Chevy Suburban Enoma, and he said that the reason he liked it, there was no fuel injection and electronic stuff on it. It was before that, and he just rebuilt it. Had rebuilt the engine, or had it rebuilt. It had headers, chrome, big 4-barrel on it, and I said, well, maybe your battery's dead. And so he said, no, the battery's it's charged, I'm sure. And so I said, okay, well, maybe it's bad ground. He said, it shouldn't be. And so I said, well, maybe the solenoid's stuck on your starter or something. You need to maybe get a hammer, crawl underneath there and wrap it a couple times. So he did. He went in and got a hammer. Then another neighbor, Larry, walked up the street, and he had a instrument in his hand. He was going to measure the battery voltage. His name's Larry, and I think maybe Larry used to be a mechanic or something. We're all old, except for Alvin. He's not very old. So anyway, I said, you want me to turn the key? And he said, yeah. So I got in and turned the key, and it just went, click, 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 click. So I don't know. Larry and I both thought that it was a starter. Sometimes starters wear out and the armature lays in the field, and this engine has probably so much compression it just won't turn it. So we both suggested he put a new starter on, so we'll see what happens. If I see him driving it, I'll know he got it fixed. So it's always fun to talk to the neighbors. All right, that's it over here in Bellevue. Back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. And let's call on Richard, K7ITX.
Right now I'm fussing with Discord video. For whatever reason, it wouldn't load up on my Google search engine, so sorry about that. I wanted to show you, and maybe next round I'll get a chance to show you my new lounge chair for the ham shacks. I'm really sitting in Fat City now. It's got the cup holders, automatic automatic back and automatic lumbar order and all that. So that was one of my big things today was take delivery on my new lounge chair. So with that, K7ITX back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. Now to Tacoma, we'll go to Wade, W7ITL.
All right. Well, looks like I'm coming in over the repeater. You should hear me in both over the repeater and over DATV tonight. I'm using a patch from Echolink into our All-Star node that we're building. Been a pretty eventful day. Just been working on this stuff after work. Took my son to his Boy Scout meeting. I'll probably be picking up here in about 45 minutes. We're getting closer to having all digital here, guys. So don't have a lot for this round. Tomorrow's my birthday, so yeah, wish me happy birthday if you want. No worries if you don't. But yeah, another year. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll send it back to Dave. This is W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks with that. And coming up next on the list is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Evening to all. I too run. I go walk every day, but I did a walk today, and a neighbor down the street, a foreign-born neighbor, was asking me about, it sounds like some con artist is claiming to be an exterminator and going around trying to collect credit card numbers. So I was explaining to her, how that fraud worked, and fortunately she said, no, I'll give you the credit card number when you come back to do the work. So I said, well, you'll probably never see him again. He was supposed to be there at 2 o'clock today and never showed up. So that was a good feeling to nip that one in the bud. Starting cars, Ron. Well, I have a truck right now that I call it a hybrid because the alternator will not charge the battery. So when you charge the battery up, all of the spark and everything in the car, the headlights, everything runs off the battery. And I was actually able to get to and from a work site with that system, even with the headlights on at night. But by the time I turned the corner to get home, the headlights were getting really, really dim. The latest is that there's an incandescent bulb hiding somewhere in the dash that if it burns out, your battery doesn't charge anymore. So the saga continues. Also on the subject of starting cars, I'm trying to return a little jump starter under a warranty, but then they said, no, we'll only take it if you return this detachable cable with the little starter cube, the little power cube, and that it's one of these things that you can jump start your car, you can charge your phone or your tablet with it, and it also has a 25 volt or 120 volt AC inverter that you can run, very low power items, obviously, that want 110 volts AC. And that burned out in it, and so I went back and forth with them on emails, and they finally gave me a return code, but then they said they had to do this, and the little jumper cables are now misplaced. So today, I ordered a replacement set off Walmart. They're called EC5s. They have a plug on one end and jumper cables on the other. But the interesting thing about it is it said 3 days when I was placing the order, but then when I actually put my money down in the credit card, it suddenly snapped over to 2 weeks is when I'll see this thing again. So I'll have to wait 2 weeks for these cables to come in, then put them with this device, box it up, and send it off, and I think they're going to send me a new one. We'll see how it goes. Well, Dick, a new lounge chair. We certainly do want to see it if you can manage that tonight. That sounds pretty slick. Big thank you also to Carlos and Wade. This is an audio achievement. I think you're simulcasting every way possible. I just turned on the computer audio. Wade, you sounded just absolutely marvelous. And happy birthday to you tomorrow. So are you going to tell us how many rotations around the sun you survived so far? We're waiting. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Back to Dave with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society.
WU7N, thanks with that. And it's time for an ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go to Carlos and Clyde Hill, 87NP. Carlos.
All right. I think I'm on both channels. I am. Wow, great lawn chair, Richard. I'm jealous. I think I need one with all those features. That looks pretty good. Good evening, everyone. It's been quite some busy weeks for me with plenty of activity, but I have a little bit of a show and tell today in terms of stuff that I've been working on. Today I'm transmitting with the TV amplifier that I had built. So here's a picture of the box that I've built that it's transmitting right now. I've added a fan on top that has the temperature sensor, and so the fan will rotate faster depending on how hot it is. So there's a couple of pictures. It's a quite silent fan, so I like that. In fact, today, I mean, some of the noise you're hearing is from the fan from the computer that I need to probably do the same. And then I do the same with the transmitter from High-Des. I also put a silent fan on top, which also has the same temperature sensor, and so it can measure that from the bottom. So that was pretty good. Some of the advancements here. Connecting with everyone else. Happy birthday, Wade, as a birthday present for you. I have more software changes with bugs that we can go and fix. But hopefully we'll keep moving forward, and congratulations on making the All-Star Connection link. It's working quite well. I can hear myself from the node also. And at some point, once we get this reliable, if you're transmitting audio over the DATV, we no longer need to have the 2 meters, because that will happen automatically. So looking forward to all of that. I'll have some more to share on the second part with some more devices that I'm working on. But that's it for now. Back to you, Dave, from 87NP.
'87NP, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day compared to what yesterday was. Drip, 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 and today nice sunshine. I've got 56 degrees and clear here. And I sort of lounged around the house again today, got out a little bit for a walk in the neighborhood, and then got home and did a little domestic chores. And that sort of spoiled the later part of the afternoon, but I certainly did enjoy the first part of it very much. So with that, I'm going to move on to Mario, KD6ILO, and Mario's coming in through the internet gateway to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. So Mario, it's yours.
Hi, Dave, Ron, Wade, and the rest of our group in Washington, and hello to Rick. I hope you enjoy your chair. Happy birthday ahead of time to Wade, and good job on the link up with All Star and Echo Link. I have I have my all-star hotel to the system, but I had the audio shut down, so I didn't create any problems. Today I had my good and bad days. My voice has given me trouble more and more, and I'm afraid I'll be losing my voice, and I have to rely on automation soon. It's a brain injury I suffered in Iraq and Afghanistan, all those explosions. So it caused me some injury. But oh well, I still can do my work. I was working on doing a modification on my Tor DVB-T2 modulator today, and I am putting a network management unit on the transceiver so I can automatically change the frequencies without me opening it up. And it can be done over the our intranet, not internet. And but I'll leave it at that, so I'll give you guys more time. Thank you, Dave, and I'll be standing by.
WU7 and third party for KD7ILO.
KD6ILO, thank you for joining us. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. So let's move up to the top of the list again to go visit Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. There's a little bit of a I can't think of the word now. The sound over the TV comes back late. There's latency in it. And I hear a bunch of feedback. So I don't know what that's all about.
So I don't know what happened. On 2 meters, I lost the audio here. I don't know what.
We went out to dinner or something. And Richard, congratulations on the new chair. It's probably really, really good. I think he's pointing to the remote control there. I have a chair that's electric and it kind of does all those things too. No cup holder or anything. Okay, I had to mute the TV set, I guess, but then I can't hear myself, so I don't know. So anyway, good to see everybody. Oh, Carlos, man, I looked behind you and there's a great big monitor, I would say. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything that large. Beautiful. Yeah, that's really neat. Now he's going to turn it sideways. Yeah, man, wow. That must be 40-inch monitor. All right, thanks you guys. Back to net, KD7QKU.
And let's go visit an ITX.
I had to push the automatic button to testing. Okay. I had to push the automatic button on the chair to get up and grab my microphone. So anyway, yeah, it was a beautiful day today. It's very, very nice. That's all I can do is rest and recuperating with my bad back. Debbie helped me get signed up for physical therapy, which starts later than I would like, but fall asleep in, that sort of thing. And something that's easy to get out of compared to the bed sometimes especially with the bad back. Man, hate to belabor the topic, but that's what it's like. Gosh, and it's sure quiet in this neighborhood compared to where I was in Phoenix. Really, really quiet. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's a great feeling. Got a lot more room. I'll miss the weather. Well, I'll be going back, I'm sure, at some point, but not for a long time, if at all. With that, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. Well, let's pick up James WU7N.
Good day, this is James WU7N Northeast Bellevue. Just air gapped the audio coming out of my computer from Mario into the 2-meter repeater. You'll have to let me know if you want me to continue to do that or not. I noticed that I think Carlos was able to get Richard's picture up on the machine. I'll be going out to rent a fishing game with a couple of friends, and also this is, don't forget, your property taxes are due the last day. Was it April 30th? So second to the last day of the month. I tried something different this year. I tried buying plates for tabs for one of my vehicles with using my bill pay service, so we'll have to see if that ends up working or not. So these exciting adventures. Anyone who's been tracking the stock market knows that's been completely insane for the last 5 days. That was really strange to yesterday get up early in the morning, look at it, and then look at it later in the day, and then today I looked at it midday, and I guess there's some major indexes that are up like 10% over yesterday or something like that. Just absolute crazy amounts of volatility. So anyway, that's all the exciting news that is news here in Northeast Belgium. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Dave, who's running on net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Anybody's welcome to check in, even on the audio here on 2 meters. So this is James, WU7N. Dave, take it away.
WU7N, thanks with that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's move on to Carlos, 87NP. '87NP. Carlos, the video and audio is yours.
Sorry about that, I confused it. I thought you were calling Lee, I wasn't paying attention. Back on the air, 87NP. Good copy on everyone. I will have to wait for Wade to be back to finish up the all the different steps on the audio to figure out all these different channels of audio. Interesting that James was getting the Mario audio. I probably wasn't tuning into the right place. I have now like 3 or 4 ways of audio that I've picked up from eBay that I wanted to show you is as the decommissioning of analog TV happened throughout the US. There were a lot of video kind of transmissions, amplifiers that were dismantled. And so on eBay you'll find these boards, kind of you get 3 for the price, I think 3 of them for $25. That's what I got this one. And this is a 75 watt UHF amplifier, and I will try to make this work for DATV also. Jim Andrews had an article, well, he published an article from another colleague that was able to get this done. This is called a Larkan palette amplifier, and I'm hopeful to make this work, because it would be a very nice low-cost amplifier to get up and running. The interesting challenge that it's getting me on yet another rabbit hole of learning is that I needed to produce a part that doesn't come with it into the bottom, which is a heat diffuser, and I want to do it in copper. And so in order to do that, I ended up designing the part for 3D printing, and then I submitted it for a CNC milling that will send me, oh, just a minute. 87 NP back. So I designed a part and I submitted for CNC milling, and it's going to take a week to come back. And then, being impatient, I thought, shouldn't I just get a CNC milling machine myself and just doing it? Shouldn't I just learn about that? I mean, how many years have passed since I have had this need? And so now I'm in the rabbit hole of learning about CNC milling machines and which one to get. And so I'll keep you all up to date on my progress on the rabbit hole of CNC milling. It's very, very easy to get from rabbit hole to rabbit hole for sure. And on the QO100, it's just kind of just sharing some news, and Mario has been on those QSOs also. We have a colleague that built the SDR radio console, and he has now built, or is building, his colleague is Simon Brown, and is now building an application to do DATV transmission and receiving. His first approach is using DVB-S for the satellite, but is contemplating doing it also for terrestrial. So this would be a full PC application with just an external SDR radio for receiving and transmission. So I'm looking forward for that. I've been in touch with him, helping him out on a couple of operating systems issues, and I'm looking forward to see that software in the market. Back to you, Dave. Net control from 87.
87 NP, thanks with that. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Boy, the pictures have been looking great, the sound is coming across, and James, you will not have to take Mario's audio and bring it over to 2 meters. The automatic switch is happening fine from digital amateur TV station, and that's working well, and we got good audio then finally from Mario. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. Now let's call on Mario, KD6ILO. Mario, it's yours.
Thank you, Dave. And Carlos, you should join us on the QO100 net on Sundays and also on Thursdays. But I know you have a tough work schedule. I probably put on 15 hours on QO100 because I have a friend of mine in Brazil, Ed, which I talk to a lot, and he puts us on funny videos before he gets on the satellite. Anyway, this is my show in town. This is a laser transceiver I designed, and the housing is a 3D printed. The top is the receiving telescope for the laser, and the bottom is the laser itself, transmitting on 193 terahertz, which is 1532. But anyway, this is what I have in my house. It shoots the laser to the Carlsbad lab, where there is a receiver, and the satellite on the top is OCR-1. That's the first laser satellite I put in space last year, June. and the second laser CubeSat will be launched end of this month. And it will be sending a laser between the west and
He's
the
not
east
coming
coast.
over FM here in
And
Northeast
sending
WW7N.
laser to the ground in Florida. But this is the way we are going here in San Diego. We are now 93% laser output digital TV and 7% RF. We are going away from RF because it has it's too much coordination and lack of bandwidth. With laser, we have a whole bunch of bandwidth which covers all the digital video channels that we use here in San Diego. So back to you, and I'll turn it over to Net Control.
Thank you, Mario, for the show and tell. That was very interesting, looking at your transceiver that you built up to go with your lasers. Wow, really looks pretty special. Brings us up to the 23rd century, I would say. It looks so good. And this is Dave, KD7CYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur
Television Society Net. Well, let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, this is KD7QKU. Wade told me I was supposed to mute my TV. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear? Yeah, well, Carlos has given me thumbs up. Okay. It sounds a little funny when I can't hear myself now, but I'll get used to it. So, Mario, very interesting, laser TV and everything. And I'm sorry that you mentioned last time that you seem to be having more trouble with your voice. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. And so, Carlos, I mean, what you're doing is fantastic too. That's really great. We'll get some more, maybe amateur television equipment for people. That would be fantastic. So let's see, what else is going on? I don't know what else is going on. I could talk about Alicio a little bit. Alicio is a retirement place over here, and my wife and my sister-in-law went over there yesterday and taken a tour of the place and brought a bunch of paperwork home, and I was trying to figure it out. I guess I should have went with them. I couldn't quite figure out the financing. It just didn't make sense to me. You could put 20% down or 50% down or 80% down on the place or something, which was a big difference in the amount of money. 20% was like $300,000 and 80% was about $800,000. But the monthly payment stayed the same, and I couldn't figure out how, if you gave them more money, I don't know. And there was nothing in there that said that your monthly payment came out of the money you deposited. So I was talking to Richard about that today. His mother was over there, and his mother-in-law's over there right now. He was going to talk to Debbie. Debbie's the financial person. Not that Richard doesn't understand finance, but that's kind of Debbie's field. So anyway, and then Richard showed me some interesting things today, and I don't know if he's going to be able to share them with us tonight or not on ATV. But so I won't say what it was. But yeah, I had a nice conversation with Richard, so that was fun. All right, back to Net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. And let's talking about Richard and that wonderful cherries in. So let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Well, a couple of you guys, I also sent you a text picture of my my car. It's a 1929 Mercedes Gazelle replica. I texted them to you because I don't know how to put them over the air. It's just that simple, you know. And I don't have I know where Carlos. Generation, and it's going to be like a Disney. It is a Disneyland ride. I swear to God. I've driven around in it a lot, and it is a blast. So we just gotta get a few things straightened out, like the licensing and things like that, and we'll be on the road again. But I just thought I'd share that. Ron, for some reason, I got on the topic with Ron today on the phone, and so, but I don't know how to show it. I don't know how to show it. Sorry, you guys. Those that I couldn't send it to just didn't have your phone number. So with that, anyway, where I'm coming from tonight, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go to James, WU7N.
Hey, Dave, just to clarify, I did not retransmit Mario's. So, just so you're kind of aware of that. I did get the picture. Richard is an amazing piece of machinery. It looks in such great shape. It's hard to believe it's from 1929. And even harder still to believe it's been in a garage for 10 years and that it's still started. That is certainly impressive. I have a 1987 Nissan truck. It's in great shape. It just needs overhauled transmission, overhauled engine, all the brakes overhauled, and an entire new electrical system, and it would be just fine. So maybe that'll be a summer project here, along with getting 2 bathrooms done and my heating system back online. Yeah, I get up in the morning, do all sorts of stuff, and then by the end of the day, I realize the day is gone, and some of these major projects don't even have a dent in them yet. So anyway, Carlos, if you get a chance, maybe you could send out the link for those boards, the amplifier boards, for $25. And I'm also unclear what the input and the output of the amplifier boards is. So maybe you can clarify that if you get a chance when the net ends. So with that, let me turn it back to Dave on net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Really interesting net tonight. Mario, thank you very much for showing us pictures of that laser communication system you get to use down there. That is amazing. WU7N here in Northeast Bellevue. Dave, take it.
WU7N, thanks with that. And James, regards to Mario's audio coming through, it did come through with the digital TV side, and it had been switching earlier. Anything on the digital side was going over to the repeater for audio. So anyway, I don't know what happened with that, but it finally showed up. But anyway, otherwise it gets too confusing. We'll get an echo happening. So this is Dave, KD7ZYM. And let's go to Carlos again, AD7NP.
All right.
This is 87NP. I think the issue that we had is that in the beginning, because the audio switching is not yet fully automated, Wade was making the switch, and then he sent a note that he was going to pick up his son from Scouts, and then the man behind the curtains was no longer operating the switch, and we missed that. So we'll continue to make progress on this, and maybe for the next net we'll no longer need the man behind the curtain. But Mario's audio was beautiful, was really good on the digital side, and so once we get that over the All-Star, we can get it back to the 2 meters just fine. So I think we'll solve that next time around, making good progress. On the side of news to share, my youngest daughter traveled with the school for the Galapagos Islands. So last time I saw a pin in the map was somewhere in the middle of the Pacific. And so it was kind of interesting to see the distance. And just to give you a quick show, that's kind of where she was, in the middle of the Pacific. So that's interesting. So on the back of my screen, because Ron was asking, and so let me do a quick switch of transmission medium. And let's give it still on the air. I'm just switching from RF to IP transmission. So what Ron was asking, yeah, this is just 55-inch. It's a digital smart board, so I can touch it, I can draw on it, and it does rotate between portrait and landscape. This is something that we use at the company for meetings. It has a I mean, it's a full PC built in that we use for meetings. And what you see displayed there right now is basically the low latency stream on the lower portion, and then the YouTube on the upper portion. So there's always those delays. Oops. That was it. And James, yeah, I will send the link. I mean, there's plenty of them available on the market. There's like lots of 15 and 20. I mean, for now, because I got 3 of them, I would just say, let me see how I can make this work, because if I can make one work, then I have 2 extras that I'm happy to share out. They require some small modifications, so I'll get this up and working. I think they also need a little higher on the input, about 1.5 watts on the input for a 75 watt output. So I'll work on that, and I'll let you guys know. And it seems like we're getting to the top of the hour, so sending it back to Dave, net control from 87NP.
'87NP, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. And get a quick idea again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Well, as I say, everything's been looking good. We did get some good audio coming out of Mario. That last transmission seemed to work out. So anyway, everything's working fine. Mario's picture looks very good as it coming down the internet. Almost as good as coming in on digital TV live here in the Seattle area. So anyway, it's really looking good. And speaking of Mario, I'm going to send it back to Mario. KD6ILO. Mario, the mic's yours.
Thank you, Dave. And thank you, Carlos, for everything you do for the society. This is the part I got messed up with last week. But this is where the new CubeSat is loaded on the satellite framing. If you look on the left side, the third stack on the left, my CubeSat is in there. This is about 2 weeks old. But now, excuse me, but now it's on the rocket. And it will be launched end of the month. It will be on LEO orbit, but it will take about a day or so to get to the proper orbit. And then when it comes overhead, it will send a beacon to me at the Carlsbad lab. And then we will track both CubeSats. Anyway, Dave, the video you're seeing is going DVB-T, then over laser to Carlsbad, to the gateway in Carlsbad, and then to you. That's why the video is so sharp. It's a 4K video. Right on the screen, it's 265, 1080, 60p. And it's transmitted on 193 terahertz, 1532 nanometers. So laser is taking a full 4K video and send it to you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Carlos. I'll talk to you later.
KD6ILO. That was very good. I was going to say, fantastic engineering to get all of that together in one package to be deployed. So anyway, thanks with that, sharing that with us, Mario, KD6ILO. And we'll be looking forward to you again during the next net if you're available. So at this point, let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU. Ron, what say you?
D7QKU. Well, Mario, your picture is just spectacular, really. I think you have one of the better pictures that I'm seeing tonight. And yeah, no, it's just amazing what you do. It really is. It's, you know, for me, it's almost unbelievable. And so the audio that's coming over the TV set, I'm listening to the TV set most of the time, and the audio is so much better than over the 2-meter repeater. I really enjoy it. It's you know, nice and crystal clear. I do have to turn the volume up and down a little bit. When Carlos went to the camera that he's on now, his audio went down, and I had to turn the volume up a little bit. But so when he switched cameras, I suppose it changed. But his audio's good. Everybody's good. I don't know about James. I don't know if he's able to see us on a TV set or not. He's probably just looking at Discord, so he's probably missing out. I guess I'm going to have to give Jim Che a call again and see if I can encourage him to get back on. I think I was probably part of the reason that he's not joining us. He wasn't getting a very good picture, and he was pretty frustrated. Okay, that's it. Thank you for a nice net. It's always good to see everybody and see what's going on. Carlos and Mario amazes me. Okay, good night everybody. Bye-bye. 73 KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. And let's go pick up Richard, K7ITX. What say you, Richard?
Well, I've got alarms going off right now to take some pills. Turn that down for a minute. Silence, thank you. What I say is fantastic presentation by Mario. I hope we see more of that down the road from him. Boy, oh boy. It's hard to absorb everything he's about in just one deal like this. So Mario, you have to come back and keep educating us. This is what your program is. It's thoroughly intriguing. So anyway, yeah, geez, it's been a great net. Great to see everybody, and I feel good about being in my new chair. And maybe Santa Claus will bring you one. There you go. K7ITX, back to net to Control 73, everybody.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7 STSR's repeater 147.08 for our voice transmissions. Also, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net, broadcasting in digital amateur television. So we'd like to thank everybody participating in the net this evening. With that, it's time to sign off the net. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Good evening at 9:02.